Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and today is something a little bit different. I'm going to show you how to get a clean HDMI signal from your Lumix G7 camera. Okay, so a lot of people like to do live streaming, but they don't always want to spend a lot of money on live streaming equipment. So if you've already got a Panasonic Lumix camera, like the G7 for instance, which I'm going to be using in this demonstration, you'll notice that it does actually have a HDMI output on the side of the camera, which is this bit here. So what you can do is get a micro HDMI cable, which goes into HDMI, which you can then plug into, normally you'd plug into something like a TV or a monitor, so you can play back your footage or use it as some form of monitor. Now what I've done is I've connected it up to the Elgato HD60s, and this is running into the PC into a program called OBS Studio, which some of you may or may not have heard of if you're looking at streaming. And what you can see on the screen over there, if you probably just about see it in the background, but if not, I will I'll put it in a pop-up somewhere or other. But basically, the footage that you get from here, if you plug in the cable, initially you get a display on the screen which shows you kind of like your camera markers, your ISO settings and your focal range. So if I press the camera screen right now, you'll notice that the display will change. So now you can see on the, which side is it? On your right hand side you can see the camera option buttons, which would normally be evident. Now if you do this in battery mode with the normal Panasonic battery, that will generally stay there because of the power saving features, etc, etc. But if you want to use the camera to do a longer live stream, what you'll need to do is get yourself a battery eliminator. So essentially it's a power pack like this one, which says G7 on it, because I've got a couple of these for my G3 and G7. And this will provide constant power into your battery compartment. So by doing that, the camera can stay on. It doesn't want to go into power saving mode. And after a short while, if you set up the focal point on your camera and then click set, then after a short while the bars and the focal point will disappear off your screen, therefore giving you a clean HDMI output for use with HD capture devices such as the Elgato, or there are other devices on the market, but this will then allow you to put an input into your PC so you can then do some live streaming for extended periods. Now on my channel, which you can probably find a link to in the top corner, there is actually quite a few live streams I've done. I did one which was nearly 3 hours, one which is kind of 2 hours, and a few shorter ones, most of which I've done using this camera. Now for some reason, the markers on the screen sometimes don't disappear for quite a long time. I'm not too sure why this is. But essentially, I would say if you're going to do this, because you're doing live streaming, you get it all set up before the event, that should give you more than enough time to sort of let the camera go into sleepy mode or standby mode. And there we go, you can just see it's disappeared off the screen now. So it does take a little while, but eventually it will go into that mode, and then the camera is still fully operational, so you can turn it around and you can do a piece to camera, or you can put it to wherever you want it to be and get your footage for your live stream. So I'm going to put links in the description below for the continuous power supply for the G7, and also a link for other Panasonic cameras which I've used. So again, you can try and do the same thing yourself. I'll also put a link in the description for this HDMI cable, both of which actually were off Amazon, so it's nice and easy to get. And if it doesn't work out for you, obviously within 30 days you can send the package back and get a refund. But this has turned out to be a really good investment for me. For the total price of the HDMI cable, the power supply, taking out of the equation the capture card, because that's not really relevant in your particular purchase because you've probably already got one or you're using another one. But basically for the power supply and the cable, just under £20 for the lot. So a lot better than buying maybe a separate dedicated webcam, which obviously isn't going to give you such high quality, such as the Logitech C920, which on its own is a fantastic camera and really good for live streaming and is very popular for that, but it will not give you anywhere near the depth and the clarity that you'll get from a dedicated either micro four thirds camera or full frame or whatever your DSLR is. So anyway, I've waffled on for far too long. Hopefully this has given you some food for thought and give you some ideas on how to up your streaming quality. I've been Mike, this is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and we will catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.